comment. One of the concerns, right, with the whole Marcus Smart uh, trade is the leadership, um, void that's left. And somebody in my mentions left a comment that I thought was really strong, which was like, look, it's time for the other two guys and we said this before, it's time for the other two guys to step up. And if they can't in his absence, then honestly, you were never going to win anything anyway.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that that's fair. Like, whether or not Tatum and Brown are ready to kind of, be those guys, if they're not, they were never going to be. Like, how long are you going to keep a babysitter, or a chaperone or other people who aren't the two best players and both super max guys and have them lead instead of you? It's beyond ridiculous at this point. Going back to the point of refusing the captaincy when Ime wanted to give it to them 2 years ago, up until now, needing someone to charge them up and get them to play hard in super important games, it becomes ridiculous that it's somebody else's job to do that. So I think that that's fair. They can't do it. It was never going to happen anyway. You really just can't be relying on your fourth or your fifth best player or a guy who might eventually become a sixth man to be the guy, or Grant Williams, who was out of the rotation, to be the person who's charging people up. I thought that was a reasonable point.
Yeah, that's a silver lining here, right? I mean, well, one of many, but I think that's the one that stands out most, because it's not that there was some sort of conflict between the three, but I just think it makes it applies good pressure on these guys to not only lead, but to know that they're the ones. I mean, they have to run this thing back, and they're the ones that have to galvanize this locker room, the new identity, all of that. I mean, that plays a part here in a big way when you remove someone like Marcus Smart, who was such a vital piece to who you were as a team, your identity, and now they have to build a new one, and it has to be Tatum and Brown that lead it, and I think that's a good thing for these guys. Obviously, coming back off of another run, so close to the NBA Finals, the year before that, 2 wins away. I mean, contract year, whatever, all the talk that's been going on around these guys. I mean, now this is it. There's no more excuses at this point. This is make or break time. It's got to be this year, and if it's not, then it just wasn't meant to be. Honestly, that's the way I look at it. That doesn't mean something aren't going to go out and give Jaylen that max extension. I do believe that's still the plan, but I just think there's no more confusion, or there's no more. There's positive. There's good pressure applied on these guys to get it done now, and I think this certainly pushes it in that direction for Tatum and Brown.
They don't. I mean, they don't have the whole big brother got our back thing going on. They are the big brother. They're the ones that are going to have to be front and center, not only in terms of their play, but also in terms of their presence as leaders. I mean, Marcus Smart, he bailed him out many times by taking upon him a figurehead role with this team, and with him out the picture totally now, they got to do it. I mean, it's that cut and dry. And and to John's point, if they can't, that's very telling, because then you gotta have some serious, come to Jesus moments right there. Are these guys built strong enough for us to build around?
Yeah,
mentally. I mean, talent wise, that's not a question, but do they have the mental makeup to lead this franchise to the promised land?
You're gonna have a come to Jaime Jaquez moment here.
You're basically gonna.
I love the guy.
Eventually you'll get rid of
it. Player makes me sick.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll get rid of everybody except Tatum and Brown. Like they'll be like the last two guys standing, and you'll be like, okay, well,
and you'll still be blaming everyone.
We now
else.
know what. Yeah, exactly. Like, we know what the problem is, but it's the teacher.
These guys are better players.
Teacher's fault. Yeah, exactly. Let's fire the assistant coaches again.
These.
I think it's Phil Pressey's fault.
Gotta get these.
Andre Jackson went to Milwaukee.
Bobby's gonna die.
Is Ligma still on the
at
board?
What? At the 35 pick the Celtics should have had?
36.
36.
I like Jackson.
So they could have had him at 35.
Yep, they could have.
Get Julian from Gonzaga.
Is Bobby is Ligma still on the board?
Bobby What? I was just gonna ask Sherrod a question, and he blinked out of existence.
Yeah, he's
What's up?
He's like,
Thanos just snapped him out of existence. Yeah. You said you talked to Marcus. Are you willing to divulge any of it?
No, I text him. I haven't heard back from him. I text him a couple times just to,
How you holding up?
Yeah.
I
So
know
we'll be
that
in
feeling
Boston
well.
next weekend for a event.
Yeah, he's got something
We'll see what
coming
goes,
up.
but I know well.
CLNS Media's Celtics coverage is brought to you by FanDuel. New customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's bonus bets back if your first bet doesn't win.
You okay,
So I'm
Bobby?
sure that's when we'll hear from him for the first time.
Bobby's playing Tetris.
Bobby, what I was gonna say, Snake game or something. Pac-Man. No, he's playing. He's playing that egg.
Solitaire.
He's playing egg game, John. From I think you should.
I think that might be the best sketch of
He's
the
playing
round.
egg game. It's like, what the hell? He's got a bush.
He's got a bush. That is so funny.
You have 40 eggs. Wait, what?
Yeah. 40
Anyway,
eggs.
what pick are we at, guys? Can't do this any longer.
We're in the we're at 37 now. They're at 38 and 39.
37, yeah.
I can't wait to see who the Celtics pick for next.
We're at the Titanic Sub part of the show.
Yeah.
John, you got any thoughts on the Titanic Sub?
I don't know, but Sherrod just left a black window there. You can just.
He said he'd be
Bathroom
right back.
break.
He said it'd be
I know. We don't need to leave a hole.
black hole.
Yeah.
That
What?
could've-
Who did that?
Go sway.
Oh my God! Where are you guys
Wow.
going?
Oh, there he is.
Okay,
And
he's
gone.
back. He's back.
And he's there.
Joe Sway, how you
What are we-
hanging in
Sway is
there?
now
Oh no, I'm
muted.
not getting in. I'm not talking about that sub.
We
thing.
can't hear Joe Sway.
My bad.
Titanic
I'm back.
Sub. I mean,
No.
what is there to say? It's blown. It's
You're the one that brought it up, bro.
imploded.
I
Well, the
didn't
guy
do
paid
it.
$5 to get our thoughts on the Titanic Sub. I think it's completely crazy that people went down there without knowing what they were getting themselves into.
Dude,
Clearly.
I wouldn't even peek my head inside that thing. I can't imagine.
Oh my God.
Just thinking about it just makes me.
It did. I actually woke up in the middle of the night on that first night. Was the thought of, people being trapped, and I had to just get up and walk around a little bit because I was like, so I just nightmare fuel. I don't. Even,
That's something's wrong with you for that to happen. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night, but I will say it sounds like they all died pretty quickly. It wasn't like they suffered for 4 days. So
I love this.
If anything, that's
But I don't believe it. But I love it.
better than what is this? All right, we'll read it out loud for the people listening. Looks like Brogdon plus a bunch of picks will be the offer beginning tomorrow for DeJounte Murray or Trae Young or Dame.
Who said that?
X3.
Oh, the comment there.
I don't know about Trey or Dame, but
Yeah. All those seconds.
You also have a first. Don't forget, Bob. You got a
You
first.
do.